Hi everyone, welcome back. I am just taking a second and I'm going to fix my camera angle and I'll load our comments. I have my other phone all charged up tonight. Here we go. Hopefully that's better. Hi Diane, thanks for joining. Hopefully this is a little better. I'm trying to get completely in frame here. Hi Sherry, thanks for joining. Hi Dawn, thanks for joining. I'm just going to give everyone a minute to come in. I'm going to tag a couple people. Hi Lori, thanks for joining. All right, perfect. So, I hope... Hi Carrie, thanks for joining, love. I hope I'm in focus. I'm just pushing the mat up a little bit because I see that I have more room at the top. And I'm not completely in focus here. So I'm just gonna, there we go. Just have to move a couple of things. And this will be perfect. And I can slide up a little further. Here we go. There we go. That's probably better. Hopefully you guys can... There we go. I'm just letting this catch up. Hi Tammy, thanks for joining, love. So I'm really excited to share this, guys. Yeah, I can go up a little further. Here we go. I just don't want to knock anything. Yeah, down. Ah. Alright, here we go. So the first thing I did, guys, I finished the new digital kit. But first, I want to share this with you. I created 2 pages of freebies for group. So basically, I've called them Fussy Cut Florals page 1 and page 2. So they're called florals, I think just floral page 1 and floral page 2 when I posted them into group. No, I never have enough room. I'm always moving stuff and not in frame or focus. Yeah. So this is page 2. I did some roses, both in pink and a nice shabby chic peachy color. There's 2 feathers on here and some beautiful yellow florals. So guys, this is going to go with this kit, and it's also going to go with some future kits that I do. So I've pulled elements from both this kit and ones from One Coming. So this is going to give you guys some fussy cuts. And again, you can use them in all, your makes that you use. Just no file sharing. That's the only thing I ask, guys. No file sharing and no selling these as your own or using them digitally in any way. But you're welcome to use these in any of your makes and your stuff that you sell. So this is the first page. That was the second page. This is the first page. So these are a lot of the elements from this kit these ones here. I have some roses and then some boho florals here. And then there's roses at the top. And then these two were really pretty flowers that kind of went with my kit. So these are free to group. These are under the group files, and you should be able to find these right away in the comments section in the main part of the group, because that's where they were posted to. And so these are free for everyone to use any way that you like in your makes. So, yep, enjoy these guys, and just go ahead and, you know, put them on tags and whatever you're making. So those are kind of fun. And then I wanted to show you guys my new digital kit. So this is called Once Upon a Meadow, and it is 31 pages in total. And this is a fairy kit. And it's very shabby chic. So here's my journaling cards. There are 6 on this page. So I've done this with the fairies here. And then I framed them on the opposite side. So she's here, and then I did her framed. And then I have 2 different ones here. I made a little belly band. So that's 6 cards total. These are a little bit smaller to go into a smaller pocket. And these ones are the full size. So if you guys can see that. So that's page 1. And then this one here, I did postcards. So I have the fairies all here in postcards. And then over here, I did a page of words. So I have Once Upon a Meadow, Once Upon a Time, Fairies, Fairy Tea, Fairy Dreams, Beautiful, Flower Fairies, Not All Who Wander Are Lost, Collect Beautiful Moments, Vintage Journal, and Vintage Journal. So I have those ones there. And I did mini tabs. So these are really tiny. So these are great for doing little elements, guys. So if you're doing like a tag and you want to, you know, just accent it coming out of a pocket, or like you want to like a mini tab, because I find it's really hard to find mini tabs. Lots of designers are doing big ones, and sometimes they're too big and awkward for those tiny little projects. So I've made several here. I thought those would be like perfect for like, you know, that teeny tiny little tab that you want just to accent your pocket or to show that something pulls out of your pocket. So these are great. So I did them in pink in the Shabby Chic, and then I also did them in the background that you guys will see in here. So we have my background there, and again some mini florals here, and then I have two tags there. So that's this one, and I have another page of tags here with the fairies and the florals, and it's kind of neat because this almost looks, the way it turned out, it almost looks like a picture that's been cut into 3. So it's kind of really neat how I got that element from this. And then at the bottom here, it has that background I was talking about. It's like a meadow with a damask over it. And then I have a fairy here, and then one here with cherry blossoms. And this one here, I have the girl sitting on a branch over the meadow and over a creek. And there's a lady ballerina fairy dancing with a butterfly and some and a daisy. And then there's one over here with the florals. And at the bottom, these two you can kind of build. You can build on them. And you can add, like, you can journal on them. You can add more florals. There's so many things you can do. So I left those kind of blank for you to use any way that you like. And then I have one of the fairies in the center there. And as you can see, guys, that was my printer. I was having streaks when I printed the first half of this kit. I was getting some streaking. But my printer just did a firmware update, so now I don't have that. So that was a printer error on my end. It's not a problem with the kit. So this one here is one of the extra large envelopes I did. So again, you're going to fold this the opposite way. So this is going to fold here, and these are your tabs, and then this is going to fold down. So it's decorated on both sides. You'll be able to have her sitting the opposite way with this folded down, and then this will be on the back of the envelope. And same with this one. This one will be the centerpiece on the back. This will be folded the opposite way. And this one here will fold down over this. Okay. And these are neat. So when they print like this. So basically what you would do is these two tabs fold in. You're going to fold it here. And this part is going to go down and then over. So it's going to go down to here. So you're going to fold it right along here. Fold those two sides in. That's going to fold down. And then this lip part here will fold over. Okay. And same with this one. That will fold the same way. And I love this, guys. I made like a shabby chic fabric. And then I have the rose at the top with the fairies at the bottom and then lace. And you're going to fold it right along the lace line. I don't like to leave, a lot of designers have a black line around their elements, especially for their envelopes. And I find it really hard. A lot of the time, like I find it personally, when I'm putting together envelopes from somebody's kit, I find that the lines tend to, if you don't get it directly on the line, it tends to show. And I have a hard time inking. Like I like to do more, especially if you're doing something shabby chic, or if you're doing something like I like the browns and the vintage grunge. You can't always blend over it dark enough if you're not blending in black to cover the lines. So guys, I have literally with all of my kits, I've eliminated the lines. There's no lines. So to me, I think that we can all eyeball, right? Where everything's going to line and match up. It kind of give you a guide in terms of where the design ends or stops or starts something else, to kind of give you an idea of where everything's going to kind of fold up and fold evenly. So just wanted to share that. And then I did these ones in mini. So we have 2 envelopes here. And then I have some florals here. Which, if I go back to the freebie, if you guys can see, in the freebie, this just gives you guys more options. So there's bigger roses here, and then there's more of these ones here, and there's more of these ones here. And then this one has additional elements that I've used in the kit. And then this one gives you other options as well. So I did use some of the similar elements and the same elements, but not a lot. So there's still, I mean, you could use those beautiful pink roses in here. Like all of this stuff is going to match beautifully. And you'll see I'll get into the purples in a second. Okay, so that was those 2. Oh, they should go back on top. There we go. Okay. So the next one, we're getting into the actual kit pages. So there's 10 pages of elements, 2 group freebies, and all of these are the journal pages. So that's what I had in mind, guys. All of these get folded in half. And I did lots of meadow sceneries, things that are, these almost look like a watercolor painting. And that's kind of the feel that I was going for. Very soft, very light, very shabby chic. You could, when you fold them, you could put your lace around the edges. Again, guys, when I printed most of this kit, I had lines because my printer needed a firmware update, and that finally came for it today because I've been having some issues with the printing. So that's fixed. This one here, so you'll see some of the same elements that I've shrunk down and used different ways. So this one here, again, very beautiful when you fold it in half for your kit, for your journal pages, and lots of spaces for writing. So there's tons and tons of spaces for writing. And this one here is the background. And I really love how this one turned out with the roses. So again, you're going to get the beautiful roses on one side and the beautiful roses on the other. Or again, you can rip it and tear it different ways and use it to accent a page. That's the great thing too. We can rip it and tear it and collage with it. There's a million things that you can do. And I love that element because with the roses being so big, they looked very small because they're supposed to be small because they're, you know, they're fairies, right? So I did her walking on the leaves, and I did her sitting up here in the rose. So I love how that one turned out. I like to include my backgrounds a lot of the time just to give you guys more options. So you guys can rip this, tear it, you can decorate, you can make envelopes out of this, tags. You can add it right to your book as a page if you want to, and it gives you an option. That's where you could collage and add stuff to it. That's a great place to put a pocket so you don't feel like you're covering up one of the images. Because I know a lot of people have said too, well, Fifi, your pages are so beautiful. How do I figure out what I want to cover? Well, this gives you a great spot, and then you could put a big pocket of some kind and do a tuck spot in there. So it's just a beautiful element that you can add to your journal. And again, it's like a tear page or collage page. You could use that all kinds of different ways. And this one here, I've got the two girls on either side facing. So again, when you fold the page in half, it's like I know something you don't know, or like I have a little secret. It's mischievous. I love it. So that's kind of what I thought when, yeah. And then she's that way on this page. So it's a great way to either end or finish a signature or somewhere in between. That's a great page there too. I like doing that with similar elements. And then this one here is the ballerina, and I have a little bee here, and cherry blossoms. Because that's kind of where I went with this, guys. It's like flower fairies. And this one here is a beautiful ephemera piece. And I don't know if you guys can see because my lighting probably isn't great in here, but you can faintly see them. They're like a whole row here of all kinds of fairies sitting in this gigantic spot here, and I've lightened it and then put lines in so it is a journaling page. So when you use that, you can actually, I'm not sure if I'm catching this on camera or not, but you can use that as a journaling page. And then if you use like, you know, like a faint marker, you're going to get in between all of that, you'll get all the fairy images. So I did it very faintly, so it's a whole journaling page. And I did the same thing over here with the lavender. This is actually a photograph of lavender. And I took that and I put the lines over top and faded it out. So the same thing, you can use that as a journaling page. And then your writing is going to pop. So it just gives it a little something for the background. And I did the same thing here. So again, this has lots of journaling space. So we have the beautiful doily frame here of the fairy facing this way. And we have the beautiful frame with the doily facing the other way. So this is going to start a signature and finish the signature. And then this is going to start the signature and finish the signature. So it gives you 2 additional full pages in your journal for journaling space. So I thought that was fun. And you can put those in any way that you like. Because I like to do that. If I'm making like a 3 signature journal, then I like to have like an element like that in the first signature, and then an element like that in the second signature. And it kind of breaks it up throughout your journal too. And this one I loved. The little girl holding the little fairy staff, and she's sitting on a branch overlooking the meadow. And then here I have a little poem. It's called Lady Waddle, and it's just super cute. You guys can see that. And it's out of an old children's book. And I put the little butterfly there. And then over here, same thing. This is Fairy Tea and Fairy Days. And I got that out of old books. And I made this look like it was fussy cutted. So how cute is that, right? I made it look like it was fussy cutted out of a book, you know, like we do, like collaging and stuff. I have the florals in the corner. I have the fairy here, and then a faint butterfly, and then I have a butterfly here. Oh, and then I have a silhouette as well of one of the fairies. Okay, and then this is the next background. This one here, I've got the purple florals on one side, the purple florals on the other, and this kind of looks like a really like almost like an eco-dyed paper kind of thing, but it's like a skeleton leaf, and it's all peaches and pinks, if you guys can see that. I don't know if my camera's picking up the detail or not, but it all looks like a skeleton leaf. And then I took the same element and I added in one of the fairies. And she's sitting in the corner on top of the flowers. Oh, congratulations, Trisha. That's amazing. And same with this one, I have Fairy Days here, and another fairy poem over here, and I kind of faded it into the background, and then I have the little girl sitting there in the flowers. And then this one here, I have the ballerinas, the ballerina fairies, and they're all dancing, and I have a poem here. And then I've faded out the butterflies and again, guys, this is a perfect example of perspective. So right close to the front, you have the bigger image, and then it gets smaller as you get closer to the background. And just by doing that, you give something depth. So that's kind of what I was going for there. And same with the fairies. As they get closer to the back, they got smaller, and closer to the front, they got bigger. So I just wanted to share that. That was a fun page to make. And this one here is also a vintage book page. And I put it over top of the next background. I'll show it to you. So that was really beautiful that I could incorporate those two elements here and here. So it looks like a vintage book page, but it goes with the kit. Oh, I flipped around. Here we go. And I created this one, and it's fabric. It's like a pink Shabby Chic fabric, and I did some script. I have some script in here faintly in the background. And I have the florals of a carnation and a rose, and the roses. And then I have a fairy image here. And I did some mixed media in the background. So I'm really happy with that one. And then I have two variations of that background. So I have them where the florals are here and the daisies are on the side. And then the next one is this way. And I've done it where I flip them. And see, I have two at the top, two at the bottom, like that. The light pink and the dark pink, and then I have the dark pink in the corners and the light pink in the corners, and then the florals in the center, where they're at the two sides for this one. So that's the variation that I did there. And again, guys, I'm sorry for the lines. That was my printer acting up. So that is the new kit. And sorry guys, I ran out of time. I didn't get a chance to go into the swaps. I'm going to do that over the weekend. Monday I'm going to come live. And Monday I'm going to do a giveaway. So on Monday, So these two here are under the group files. Everyone gets these for free for being in group. And that's just my thank you for supporting my shop and supporting my group and our platform, and for swapping and all the wonderful happy mail and all the wonderful things that you guys do. So that's just my token of my gratitude. And I'm going to be going live on Monday, and I'm going to be drawing for 3 kits. And I'm going to be going through the last 3 swaps. So that should be the swaps for the month of March. So all the swaps for the month of March, if you participated in a group swap, your name will go into this draw, and I'm drawing 3 winners. So I'm going to be doing that for sure. I'm aiming for Monday, because tonight we're going to work on the mermaid journal, and I want to get that finished. And we're going to, yeah, and then I can do that on Monday. I'll be better prepared, because I need a list of names. And I'll write them all out, and then I'll have them, and I'll cut them all up live, and then I'll put them in my bowl, and I'll draw 3 names. So that's how I'm going to do that. So for tonight, I want to go ahead and show you guys that little bit that I did. I have this here on my, I put the book plate onto my journal, and this has the definition of a friend. So I just love that, because it is my group journal, and everyone here is my friend, and they've sent me beautiful things to go into my journal, and it's just super special. So tonight, what I want to do, I want to go through here, and I have some napkins. I've moved them. Where did I move them? They couldn't have gone far. Nope, they're right here. Perfect. Okay, so I want to go through. I have some very beautiful napkins, and I want to put some of them into my journal, and some of them are going to go on tags and different elements. And then I have here the ones on top I have from Lori, and she ordered these for me from Ninny's Napkins, and they're beautiful, guys. They're lobsters. They are just awesome. So I have these guys, and they're all different. So like that there, and like that here. And I want to do some decoupage, and I want to add this in on my my pages that have the white background. So that's one thing I do love to do. So we'll do some stenciling tonight, and I want to show you guys. I had ordered these from Amazon, and I have the turtle and the octopus, and I have the starfish, and the oh my goodness, seahorse, and then the seashells. So I want to use a couple of these for doing different things, and I love that too, how it has all the foliage, and that'll be like perfect along the bottom of some of my book pages. So I wanted to do that. And then I have beautiful napkins here. So that's kind of what I like to do. And I wanted to show you guys too, because I want to work on this tonight, but the following week, next week, we're going to start working in a mixed media book. So I have ordered this one, guys, it's from a company called Ohuhu, and it is 78 pages of 120? Yes, 120 pound mixed media cardstock. Has a great, almost like a leathery feeling, probably full leather, I would say, cover. And on the inside, you can see the pages are nice and thick. They're 120 pound cardstock. So we're going to be working out of here, doing different techniques. I want to teach some watercolor painting. I want to teach some collaging, image transfers, all kinds of different things. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you guys want to grab yourself some kind of a workbook that you can use, either mixed media cardstock. You can use watercolor paper. You can get these on Amazon. You can get them from Walmart. You can get them from the dollar store. You can get them just about anywhere. So it doesn't matter which one you choose to use. Any of them will work. So it's just a matter of, of us committing. And every Friday night going forward, I'm going to be doing an art page in my journal. So that's what we're going to do. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So as soon as my mermaid journal is done, that's what we're going to do. So for tonight, I want to borrow the silicone mat. And this was another selling point of that, because how awesome is this? So now when I do decoupage, I can literally, guys, come in and put it down here, and it is going to protect my next page for my mixed media. So this was a big deal for me. And then the other thing I like to use too, if you don't have something like this, you could use parchment paper. So now I can come right in and I can, and I'm probably going to want a piece of that too, because I'm going to want something to protect the next page from getting that on it. And I thought I had a piece here at my desk. I'm not sure. Uh-oh. I've cleaned. That's what happens when I clean. Alright, that'll be okay. For now, I think, yeah, I'll do this side just so I don't get anything on this side. We'll work here. So the first thing I want to do for the first page, and I need to grab some Mod Podge. I just don't want to bang. There we go. I don't want to bang my camera. I thought I was mostly prepared. Sorry, guys. Just have to get up to grab that because I want my matte Mod Podge, and then I have my paintbrush for that. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is pull my ply. Actually, I think for this one, I might do this horizontal. That might look cool, right? Just to give a little bit interest when I first open the book. Because it's going to go like that, and then I can open it like this. And that'll look beautiful right along here. Right like that. Let me see. Yeah, we'll go for it. And I'm going to cut right along here, because I want to keep the 4 squares together. This one's beautiful, Lori. This is definitely a favorite. We have lobsters in Nova Scotia, in our ocean. And readily available when you go to any local restaurant. So when you think Nova Scotia, that's kind of the first thing that comes to mind is lobsters and anchors and seashells. It is awesome. Here we go. Trying to get that as straight as possible. So I'm just going to use 1 square on my page for now, and then I can add them to different elements later. That is beautiful. And the other thing I like to do, guys, So as you can see, this is not going to fit on here, and that's okay, because now I can come in and I can tear. And again, I have my plies on, so it's not too fragile, because I'm ripping into 2 or 3 plies, and just very carefully, I can just kind of pull out where I feel like I want to take some off. And this gives it some interest too. Here we go. This is one of my favorite ways of using napkins. You use bits and pieces, or again, I love this whole image, so I want to try to get as much of this as humanly possible into my make. So I'm just getting rid of the excess. So I might even have to lose some of that to get that whole thing on my page. Yeah, like this. That's okay. So I'm going to keep some, but it looks like this part here probably has to go. And I'm not going to throw this out, guys, because this here is a little piece of foliage, and I can use that for something else. So I like to keep all my bits too, and I can piece it in somewhere else. So see, that's going to give me more clearance to get that on the side of my page. Here we go. And another little piece here. And now I should be pretty well good to get that squared up with the page at the bottom. And now it's going to be perfect at the top. So you can kind of see the method behind my madness there. Yeah, that's going to be perfect, and it's not going to interfere too much with the next page. And same thing, and I love that ripped look. That's great. I just want to take off a teeny tiny little bit. There we go. Just so it sits perfect. And then when I'm happy with my shape, I can pull off my plies. So that's how I like to do that. And I just find I have more control. There we go. There's the first ply. And very carefully, there we go, the second ply. Beautiful. And again, sometimes you get a beautiful pattern on here, so I keep everything, guys. I'll put that aside. And I'm going to keep these all together. And actually, I will put these right back in here so I don't lose them. So they're right here. Okay. Then I'm going to come with my Mod Podge. And this is great too for anybody who's a beginner and doesn't know how to do this. So it's great for us to have these kind of, you know, craft with me kind of tutorials and things. Here we go. And I just like to, I don't like to soak it. I just like to kind of do like a pouncing motion where it's kind of like almost like a dry method. My brush isn't wet either. And I just like to add like a little bit, enough to get a really good stick, like on my corners and stuff. But I don't like it to be like really wet where I'm affecting what's going on the previous page because it's printed, right? And I also don't like it to be, for it to take like 6 hours to dry. And I'm going to line it all up. Now we start with the bottom. Well, there we go. And go right to my corners. And again, because it's like a dry decoupage method, it's more forgiving when I move it. Here we go. And we make it sit flat with no bubbles. There we go. And then I like to come in. So that part here's got like a really good stick. And then it's just like literally like a pouncing motion, guys. Kind of like this. So you have it on there, but it's not like, I don't know, it's almost like a glue stick method kind of thing, because it's thin. It's not like a really, really thick amount on there. And again, it'll dry very quickly. And then it's just a matter of keeping everything flat and straight. If I have some wrinkles, it's not a big deal. Kind of gives it some texture. And then I just smooth it out. There we go. And again, anywhere where I don't have a stick, I just come back in, tap, tap, tap. Okay. Here we go. And once you have a good stick down, then I come on top. And the same thing. And I just do. And this is to seal it in. And it's like a tapping motion. Or it's like, it's not a completely wet brush. It's very light. And this will be dry in 10 minutes. And it gives it like a dry decoupage look. I love the blues and the colors of this napkin too. This is beautiful. There's a sand color all through here, and the blues of the ocean. Beautiful. There, I'm really happy with that. And again, I could probably come in and see, and then I could fake it. I could put this down here and have it go to the next page, or I could do something over here too and have it kind of something like that if I wanted to, or even like right here. That's kind of neat. Kind of building up the scenery. Yeah, we'll do that. One. So it applies on this. Sometimes it's difficult to see. My lighting isn't the best at night. There we go. I just wanted to make sure I got that. Perfect. So again, I can put that little piece right here in the corner. Just kind of overlap it a little, I think. Yep, right here. Right like that. So again, you can piece your napkins together and create little scenes and things too. So it's just a lot of fun. There, so it looks like it kind of continues. I really love that. And again, we are damp and tacky. We are not soaking wet. There. Well, yeah, and you don't use as much of your Mod Podge too that way, right? And I love it because with this technique, then I'm not bleeding my page over here, which is printed on my inkjet printer. And then I'm not, and I have less, I find too, I have less chances of wrecking my napkins. I find when this is soaking wet and it's like, you know, super thick in your Mod Podge or your gel medium, it's hard to get it to sit flat without it sticking all over the place. So it's really difficult to position it, I find, if it's like soaking wet. I'm just deciding. I think I'm going to do some stamping here. I have some beautiful shell stamps that Lori has sent me. So I'm going to go back and do that once that's dry. But for now, because see, this isn't overly soaking wet, I could easily now do one of these. So that's just to protect my next page. And I'll leave that there for a few until it dries. So we can kind of decide what we want to do here. And again, I want to do some accent pieces. You know what? I have a beautiful one here. Of a seahorse. And I had used one little piece of it for Stina for her journal, because I have small ones, but I don't have, this is the only one I have of the big ones. So I'd used a piece of it for Stina's, and I want to add in one of them here. I think, you know what? I think for here, I'll go ahead and I'll add this one right here, and I'll do the same thing where I just come in and I tear. You guys can see. Yeah, I made her a beautiful mermaid tag because she was also working on a mermaid journal. Here we go. There. And then that can kind of go in the corner right like that, if you guys can see. I love that on that green page. That'll be perfect. See, this is how I love to use my napkins. Bits and pieces, and sometimes they're so beautiful where they're like this one, they're just a whole like a collaged piece. So yeah, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do my decoupaging tonight, and then after this, guys, I'm literally gonna finish the journal, and then I will come back and do a flip through, and I will let you guys know who sent me what and what's on every page, and we'll put all the ephemera pieces in together. So I'll get like the trims all sewn on and done, because I want to use my sewing machine for that, and I want to finish doing all the decoupaging and just the different elements and things. And then when that's all done, I will come back and we'll add in the ephemera pieces and we'll do a flip through. I have so many beautiful things that you guys have all sent me, and I honestly can't thank you enough. And I wanted to make myself a beautiful journal that I could keep all of my keepsake things in, that I can flip through it and enjoy it. And that's the same thing with my Paris journal. It's going to be another journal that I keep for myself with everything that has been sent for me from group. And I do, guys, I keep track of it. I have plastic drawers that go in my cube shelving, and they're all labeled, and I keep track of everything that everyone sent me. Oops, I got a little tearing there. That's okay. Or half that amount. There we go. And just very lightly. I love that. This is all handmade paper from Tammy, and it is gorgeous, guys. I don't know if you can see that through the camera, but I'm getting the undertones of her paper all underneath the napkin. Is that ever beautiful? I'm loving the effect. That is so nice. There. And I don't want to go too far because I want this all to kind of dry. See, that's pretty much dry now. That's not too bad. It's just a little tacky. So I'm going to be able to flip this over. Here we go. Now I'm right here. And I have sea turtles. And I do have a beautiful napkin with sea turtles. And it kind of matches this one here. Right here. That is so beautiful. Yeah, I have one that folds this way. if you guys can see. I think I'm right out of focus. Sorry, guys. That's probably better. That is lovely. And I think maybe like that. Or maybe that might have to be another one that I do like this. Oops. I should be able to get him all on there. I have to cut off his foot a little bit. Yep, that's okay. Okay, same thing. I'm going to come in. And I'm going to cut one panel. There we go. We had a really busy week. And it's good because all my running around is done. And I don't have to worry about anything else for this week. And I'll have more time. And I can focus on just doing this. So that makes me happy. Here we go. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, I think I'm going to tear along here and around here and use this one part here for something else. So then I can make that smaller. So this will go over here more. Yeah, like that. That'll be better. And then I can get closer to him too. So that's just what I like to do, guys. Just do a little tearing. Yeah, I've got my one ply. Sorry, my 3 plies, but my one corner that I cut. I'm not ripping the whole napkin. That's beside me. Okay. I just do like a motion where I'm using like the end of my finger so that I'm able to have a controlled tear. So I'm not actually ripping my beautiful napkin. There we go. Right around the corner of here. Okay. And same thing here. Right along here. And right along here. Right along here. There we go. And that should give me something like this. See, that's perfect now. And again, I'm going to keep this for tags and little bits and pieces that I can add other places too. So just because it doesn't go on one page, I can use it on another page somewhere else. So it's perfect. Okay, and I just want that a little closer to here, just to conserve a little bit of space in that upper corner. Sorry guys, I'm probably not in focus. There we go. That's probably better. Just, it's hard to tear. So I had to do that kind of off camera. There we go. So that's the method behind my madness, guys. I can do stenciling in between that and all kinds of neat stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my plies off. So I just give this like a little flick kind of on the corners or at the end. And your plies come off really easily. I don't have much of a fingernails because I cut mine right off, right down. I find there's nothing worse than having long nails and breaking them way down here. And I'm the person that does that. Especially when you're doing things like working with beading wire and different things and anything like that. And I even find too with paper crafting, it's just I prefer to have really short nails. Here we go. And I can again come in and just approximately where I think he's gonna go. Okay, then I can add him in right. Oh, I think he's got to come closer to the edge. Yeah, right along here. There we go. It's perfect, right like that. Okay. Yeah, me too, Tammy. I don't do very well with long nails. I break them way down into my the quick of my fingers, and yeah, and then it's super painful. And I do all the dishes in our house. Yeah. So even when I paint my nails, it doesn't stay on. So for me, there's just no point. And I have a dishwasher too, but it doesn't do my pots and pans and all that other good stuff. So it just does, like, you know, the silverware and the plates and bowls. There we go. They are beautiful though. So yeah, if you can rock the long fingernails, that's awesome. But I've just never been able to. There we go. Not since I was young. There we go. I'm banging my table and my dog is barking at me. I can hear him in the other room. There we go. You just want to make sure that you have it all sealed in. And seeing it does, it gives it that really nice dry decoupage look. And then it just feels tacky. It doesn't feel like it's soaking wet. And then even when I go back here, guys, this will be dry. Perfectly dry. Both sides. So that's awesome. And then I can move this. And this side here is wet. And I put that down here. Oh, let's see, I got a little bit over. It's okay. And it's a silicone mat, so it wipes right off. And then that'll protect the next page going in. I have this one here. This is beautiful too. I want to do all kinds of it. So I have lots of napkins to use. But actually, I think the first one I want to use is one of these, because it's more crabs and shells kind of thing. Here we go. And I think that's what I will do. I will go right up the page like that. And then I can trim it. Right like that. Oh, the pages that you made, Tammy, are just incredible. And they are so beautiful. So I'm going to literally cover this whole page here. So that's the neat effect that I'm going to get from this napkin. So I'm going to start at the top and do my little stippling technique where I just Yeah, push it all around so we're nice and damp. And do about the halfway mark, because with the halfway mark, then we know it's going to stick and it's not going to dry. And then I want to line up at the bottom. This is probably the best way. Yeah, line it right up at the bottom here. And then let it flow right to the top. Yep, right like that. Perfect. And it's the halfway mark and towards the top where it's sticky. There we go. So I have the perfect stick going towards the top. And this had already had, if you guys can see, I didn't take the plies off because this already had the 3 plies off of it. So I didn't forget that. I just wanted to share. So I didn't pull it off. It was already done. There we go. So then the top's all down. And then I can get in here and just do this for the other half. Get right in here. There we go. Just do that a little tug and then, yeah, pull it down. There we go. It's perfect. I love that effect. And then any of the little spots that you don't have done that kind of show, you just go back, make sure it's all covered. I'll do the same for this side, so a tiny little bit at the top. There we go. Perfect. And then I can go over the whole thing with that same method. There we go. Now the dog's not going to bark at me. We have a deer head chihuahua. He loves my husband and I, but he does not like our kids. And it's funny because it makes the kids want to pet him even more. And he hates it. He gets so mad. It's really funny. And he does, so he barks at every little noise. So if he hears something like, if he hears you like banging, or, you know, like I'm making noise right now with my glass media mat, well, he hears that, right? So he's doing the slow bark at me. There we go. And if it seems to be bubbling up a little bit, I just like to give it a little brush in. And then it'll go right back down. There we go. Same with here. Okay. Just helps you work out the crinkles and any little air gaps. There we go. Whoops, see? That all came up. That's okay. Sometimes that happens. Now my best bet is just to leave it be and let it dry. And then I can come in and try to fix it after. There we go. I'm just trying to push that back down. Okay, there we go. I'll let that dry. And once that's dry, I will cut the napkin. But if I try to cut that now, I'm just going to end up pulling this up. There. And then for this side, so while that's drying, because it's only going to take a few minutes to dry. Then over here, let's see. I have this one here too. This is very beautiful. It's another seahorse. That'll look fabulous on the green paper. So same thing. I'm going to cut my square out. And this one here is only one ply. So the plies have been taken off. There we go. And I might just give this a tear just along here to give it just some interest. But I really love the patterns and the designs on this. So I will keep most of it together. Yep, just like that along the top. Just so it doesn't look square. There we go. Just like that. And it's okay if these two sides are square because it's going into the bottom right corner of my journal page. There. But the top kind of gives it a little bit of interest. And I could do the same thing here, just make that even, going from here down. There we go. Perfect. And the same thing, I'll come in the corner with my Mod Podge. Here we go. I love doing this, guys. It's so relaxing. And I love adding napkins to my journals. It's just so beautiful. And you can do so many things. And I'll show you guys too when it's finished what I've done. Because I'll add stenciling and I'll add stamping and I'll add some mixed media. I have the stencils and I'll do the same kind of technique like I did on the cover with my inks and my metallic lusters and things. It just gives it a beautiful effect. There we go. That whole corner here is done. Here we go. Just lightly. And then the side here. And I'm just giving a very small amount. And same thing, I'm just gonna make sure all my sides are all down. Let's see, this whole bottom piece here, yep, has to be reinforced. There we go. I'm stuck. There we go. Perfect. Sticking. I don't want to do that. There we go. Sorry guys, I don't want to cover up what I'm doing. I prefer using Mod Podge because I find, I don't know if it's my climate here or what, because I live on the East Coast, guys. So I'm not sure if it's my climate, but I don't do well with glue sticks. I find that it doesn't matter, I've used so many different brands. When I use glue sticks, I find that they just don't stay stuck. I find that it all comes up over time. And I've tried both ways, using just a little bit and then using like a lot. So I just find the best thing to use is just a little bit of collage medium or a little bit of like Mod Podge. And Mod Podge is my favorite thing for napkins. Unless I want to decoupage it to fabric. Because if I'm going to decoupage it to fabric, then I want to use the gel medium. It's the absolute best thing for decoupaging to fabric. And then for Tim Holtz collage paper. And I make my own collage paper too out of dollar store tissue paper. So that's the best thing to use for that. But for napkins, it's Mod Podge is my go-to. There. And that's pretty much dry there on this side. I just touched up a couple spots. So this is how I would do this, guys. I would turn my journal around. I'm going to lift up my page very carefully. Yeah, here we go. Because it's kind of stuck to here. Perfect. Okay, and I'm going to lift this one. And this should be fully dry now. See, guys, I'll show you the pages. They are completely dry. Here we go. This one here. This one here. This one here. I just love that effect. And I've gotten all the effects of having that beautiful greeny blue papers underneath. It's just beautiful. I can't thank you enough for that, Tammy. Those pages are gorgeous. And then I'm going to trim this right along the edges of my paper. So I'm just going to literally, so you guys can see, I'm going to pull it up like this, take my scissors, and very slowly trim that to the edge of my papers. Here we go. And I'm making sure I'm not cutting through the other side of the napkin, just the one edge. Here we go. And then I'll slip it this way. Actually, right around like this. There we go. And then same thing. I can cut that right along the edge of my paper without cutting my paper. There we go. And I can just give that a little tear, and I can fix that off camera. There we go. Perfect. So I have that to use for another page or another piece. And that's how that looks right here, guys. It's all done. I just have to touch that up. So I've got a couple places. And that's what I do. So this came off a little bit. Oh no, it didn't. It's the following page under it. And then once it sits on top of itself, all the pages, because it's very frail right now, all the pages will settle. And it's completely dry. And this one here's wet. So see, you guys get the idea. So because I'm doing the dry decoupage method, I'm able to now put this here. The other ones are dry. This is a little damp. Flip it over and kind of onto the next one. So that's the fun thing about that. And then I have this beautiful one here. It says, stay anchored and seize the day. So I want to do that one. I'm thinking over here on the next digital page right here. Maybe here. So for here, okay, I just checked my time, guys. I've got 11:57. So it's almost midnight my time. So I think I'm going to leave it at that for tonight. And then I will be back on Monday for the giveaway. And then I'll show you guys the progress that I make by Friday. So, and this is the great thing too, guys. I could literally come right in and close my book like this and leave it right here and continue working on it. And everything's protected by my silicone mat. Yeah. And I'm going to keep going through. I've got so many beautiful napkins from everyone. So that is just gorgeous. These ones here with the ship elements. I've got so many beautiful ones. This is cute. This reminds me of a little video game. And I love video games, so that's kind of right up my alley. I've got that beautiful one from Tammy. So many beautiful ones. That one was from Teresa. And these ones here too. I have more of these ones. And I have that one here. And then I have whales that kind of go with that same theme of the seahorse and the sea turtle. So they're all here, and my sea turtle. So I've used these ones, and then this one here. I can kind of keep this together, so I know that I've used these. There we go. I have the ones from Lori's Special back in here, and then I have, yeah, that one's from Teresa. I think these ones are from Terry. And I have some from Edwin. I think these ones here are from Edwin. We did a napkin swapping group. And this one too. I just love these. They're so beautiful. That one's beautiful too with the sun, the sun dollar and the map. Just gorgeous. There we go. All right, guys, you have a fabulous weekend, and I'll be back on Monday for the giveaway. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night. Bye.